Come learn about St. Charles.
We've got a lot to share.
With new businesses and things to do.
A good time isn't rare.
It's going to be so much fun.
And hold on, we're not done. Stay up to date
with Nick
and Nate. Hello everyone, welcome to the What's Up St. Charles podcast. It's Nate
and Nick.
And today we are going to be having a special episode for you guys. As today we're not only celebrating our 6th anniversary of the What's Up St. Charles podcast, but our 200th episode. Woo! So we have a special episode where we're going to be hosting kind of like a cooking class format where we're going to be cooking some delicious food here at Foxstand Cooking here in St. Charles. So we have the owner, Jess Evans, here to help us guide us through this process and cook some of the delicious food. So Jess, good to see you. We had you on a year ago. How are things?
Great. It's coming into busy season, so this is a good time to be here and learn how to make something fun. But we're looking forward to a good holiday season.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for having us. I know I'm excited to brush up on my culinary skills. definitely need to. So.
Well, this will help you impress anybody.
Okay.
Yeah. So take us through what are we cooking today?
So you're gonna make an olive oil cake.
Olive oil cake.
And
Okay.
I know that sounds kind of weird. Most of the time when I introduce it in class, people are like, "Ew, that sounds gross." But the key to it is the olive oil because it keeps it nice and moist.
Okay.
Okay.
And the key to this being so easy is you really just put everything in a bowl and put it in the oven.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
there's not rising, there's not like finicky things, so it's pretty easy.
Hopefully
Yeah.
easy enough that I can do it. So.
It should be. I've never had anybody screw it up.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Awesome. All right. So then let's get started. So what should we start with first?
Okay, so have you ever baked anything?
Many times, yes. I cook a lot in my household, so.
I don't cook very much.
Okay.
Definitely not
So-
baking.
When we do baking, typically you have a wet and a dry mixture.
Okay.
This is somewhat easy where you're going to take these two bowls.
Okay.
Okay, so one's inside of the other. And we put these up here.
All right.
And you are going to do a wet bowl and a dry bowl. So one next to each other.
All right.
Whatever you want. You can use it on the side.
A little bit.
Yep. So there's only two things up in here that you have that are going to go in the dry, so this is super easy. So your green bowl has flour in it.
Okay.
You can throw that in one of these.
All right. Left dry,
Yep.
wet to the right.
Yep. And then you're going to take that little white ramekin, and that has sea salt, baking soda, and baking powder. You're going to
Okay.
throw that in your dry.
All right.
And then you can take
Sure
your
that's all
whisk.
in there.
Yep.
There we
And
go.
you want to mix it up really good.
All right.
So this is actually really important when you do things with baking soda and baking powder and
Just
stuff.
make sure the microphone gets the sound of us with whiskey.
You really want to mix it up. So I do an authentic flour tortillas and tacos class.
Okay.
Because that's my background. And I felt so ashamed of myself because we had two different classes that weren't working out so well.
Okay.
Because we had forgotten to thoroughly mix the baking soda in with the
Ah,
flour before
okay.
that mixed in the manteca. So they literally didn't turn out. And I had to quick run to La Mesa and grab tortillas. They were so awesome in a clutch situation.
Thank you, La Mesa.
Yes, thank
Big
you.
shout out.
So they saved the day with that. So I was able to figure out what happened if this was what it was. We had to thoroughly mix it. So
Yeah.
that's
Skip
good.
So is there
Those are
a good kind of stirring, just go in circles,
Just
go
mix it up.
counterclockwise
You could
too?
technically
Or?
use your fingers.
Okay.
but-
I mean, probably, make
Yeah.
sure the hands are washed beforehand,
Yes.
which we did do that,
Yes.
so.
Okay, so you're good with that.
Okay, cool.
All right, so now you're going to put stuff in your wet.
All right.
So you're going to want your olive oil.
All right.
That'll go in the other one. And
Go.
your milk. And the good thing about this, we actually just did this
Little
the
bit
other
extra
night
in
because
there.
we had in our Greek class a gluten-free and a dairy-free. And so she obviously omitted the tzatziki and stuff like that, but instead of doing the Greek yogurt parfaits, we made an olive oil cake for her that is gluten-free, dairy-free. So you can use namaste or whatever type of gluten-free flour with this, and you
Yeah.
can use coconut milk, and it'll completely make it gluten-free
Oh,
and dairy-free.
that's
So it's a
awesome.
and I just had the mom email me saying, hey, can you send me the recipe? My daughter loves it.
So how often do you usually teach this dish, would you say?
Probably once a week
Once a
because
week?
it
Once a
goes into a lot of different categories of the meals that we make.
Sure.
You can put it in Spanish stuff, in Italian stuff, in French stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll get to the next step in a minute, why it's so versatile. So you're going to take your egg.
Okay.
Good thing to do with eggs, this has never happened to me, but apparently it's a thing.
Okay.
You can crack it into the ramekin first and then put it into your wet, just in case you get a bad egg.
Okay.
So, and you would know that if it smells.
Okay.
So take your ramekin. I always recommend
Yeah,
not
the
being on the
table.
table.
Yep.
Yeah, not on the bowl. It's kind of not as sturdy. And then throw that in there, and then you can,
Are these straight,
You can throw the
chicken
shell in there.
eggs, or are
they're
these?
just regular eggs.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So you can throw that in there anywhere.
All right.
Okay, and feel free to wipe your
Yep,
hands on
get a
there.
little bit
I
of
got
yolk
the leg
off.
on me.
Yeah, totally fine. All right, so then throw the egg into the wet.
Okay. It looks like a pancake in there.
Right?
I'm
It does
kind of
look-
thrown off.
No.
Okay, then you're gonna take your whisk out of there and put it into the wet, and you're gonna make sure you stir up the yolk.
Okay.
And then the fun thing about olive oil cake is you can make it with a lot of different types of things. So we've done it with chocolate. I've done it with grapefruit, with orange, with lemon, and lime.
Okay.
So you guys get to choose which ones you want to do.
What are your favorites? Like, are you chocolate? Are you fruit? Or
I like chocolate,
like to
but
mix it
I
up?
really like the citrus.
Okay.
Especially when the certain types of citrus are in season, it's really, really great. So my favorite is actually grapefruit.
Okay.
But you can do whatever you want to do.
Perfect.
And then what you do with it is you'll take whatever one you want and you're going to zest it with the grater.
Okay.
And then you're going to, I'm
All
going
right.
to grab.
How are you looking?
You're
there?
good.
how-
That's
okay,
good.
that's
Because you're
good.
going to do it again. You're going to mix it up a little
Okay.
bit more after
Okay.
you add in your zest and your juice. So pick a citrus.
No, I feel like orange is a
Okay.
good one to go
I'm gonna go with
with.
lime.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
Just
So,
so the camera can see, nice orange over here.
so I'm going to show you quickly. This is what, and it really doesn't matter where you put it in, but you want to zest only until you see just a light orange.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you get to bright white, you're going to get like a bitter taste. And you don't
Okay.
want that. And then when you're all done,
All right.
shake it. Okay.
Sounds
so
good.
same for you.
Okay.
Zest it a couple times.
Here, I'll just use this guy since. that way
Let
we-
me see. So a little bit less than that.
Okay.
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 I'm gonna grab knives really quick and a cutting board so you guys can juice them.
Okay.
So while you're doing that, just do as much or as little as you want. I
Alright.
would say about the whole thing, but you want to move
About
it
the
around.
whole. So
Not-
for the
yeah.
orange, the whole
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's nice and flavored.
I feel like I'm doing this wrong.
So
Show us how much I have zested before.
I'm gonna leave it up and then like grate the citrus in.
You know, I feel like we're gonna get comments on our video of, all right, we really need to get them into a cooking class
Yeah,
at some
right.
point, you know?
It's coming together.
Like, normally, do you zest things very much, Nick, or?
I could not tell you the last time I zested. Okay. I don't know if I own a zester. I hate to admit.
A micro cleaner, zester, or grater is a great tool to have in the kitchen.
I've,
Does a lot of things.
well, I feel like I've been doing it with my non-dominant, maybe that's why I'm like struggling here a little
Yeah, maybe
bit.
you're a little off.
I think also just, I'm not very experienced.
Pretty good.
So I'm gonna cut this
Oh.
in half for you, and then you're gonna, a good thing to know with limes, because they can kind of get hard, if you ever wanna get it, the juices rolling, you
Oh, you
literally
roll it
roll it,
first.
or you can throw it in the microwave.
Really? In the
Yep.
microwave?
Mhm. So, juice, as little, you could do the whole thing, you could do half, whatever you want.
All right, how am I coming on? Am I
You're
doing
good,
all right?
you're good,
Okay.
because you get a lot, make sure you, tap that in.
Yep.
Okay, so there you go, you're gonna squeeze that in for
Little
you.
audience that came in.
It's
All
the
right.
best,
Okay, thank
You
you.
can do
the
that.
best
All right.
marketing is when people are here doing a class.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
All right, so
All right,
squeeze
so we
that in
squeeze
there.
these guys in?
Yep. You don't have seeds in these, so you're good. But if you ever do the lemon or grapefruit has seeds, you always want to squeeze into your hand. So
Oh,
you,
so you don't
save
lose
the
the seed,
seeds.
yeah.
Got it.
Or you just will have a fun little surprise in your
Yeah. I mean, what?
Yeah.
Seeds are fine.
Yeah.
You know, you eat one, it's extra calories. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so now whisk again, and you want to do it so it's nice and whisked up, so you don't
Get
have
the
any
last
separation
orange
between what you have
here.
going on.
Is this a decent technique or?
Yeah, leave it
Oh,
still.
leave it still.
Yeah, and then just try to like get,
Okay.
just so you get the oil and the milk incorporated.
Okay.
completely. And then once you get it nice and mixed up, then you're gonna pour, same with you, you don't wanna see the separation between the two, so a good mix.
Okay.
You had it before, I think it's just because it settled,
This lime's just.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
So then when yours is done, you can pour it into the wet, or the wet into the dry.
Okay, is this?
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
Okay. Am I looking good too?
Yep, put that into
All
there.
right.
Just right in?
Yep. And then use your spatula to mix it up.
Okay. Just to give a video of how it's looking so far. For the whisk. Or I should
And
say
I'm
before
gonna
the
help
mix.
you out with your muffin liners. So mix it up till it's all incorporated.
So Jess, what classes do you like to teach? Like, do you like making the olive oil cake here a lot, or do you like just mixing it up and being able to do whatever you would like, or?
So the olive oil cake usually goes in our coq au vin class. So it's coq au vin,
Okay.
tomato tartlets, and olive oil cake. And then we also do it with, oh gosh, all of them. We do Greek ones where we'll do the lemon because it's kind of like a Greek lemon olive oil cake.
Yeah.
I just did that one this week, and I'm doing it again on Sunday. I still love the pasta making class just because it's so easy for me.
Yeah.
And I get nervous talking in front of people, so
Well, you're doing a great job here on our podcast, so.
no one's watching.
But
Not yet.
Not yet.
yes,
Yeah.
not
It's
yet.
all like out of sight, out of mind, right?
Right?
But we just had a training with all of my instructors, and we were going through stuff, and everybody has their own strengths. I've noticed here, like Ashley, one of my teachers, she's a big history buff. She'll tell a lot about the history of the dish and where it came from and why it came from and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm very much the slapstick comedian when I teach, because if I can get people laugh and I get them to smile,
Yeah,
then it
get them
makes
to
me feel
engage
looser.
and yeah.
Well, you do a great job at that. And
Yes.
So that's my whole thing is, and that's kind of the concept of here is, you guys are good.
Okay.
Is I want people to come here, have fun, learn something new, and taste something good. Like
Yeah.
literally, those are my key things. It's not the perfect thing to make, because you're making two different things, and it's gonna taste good.
Yes.
So, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So magic of cooking, we're gonna throw these in the oven, but we have some that are already made. But what I want you to do first is you're gonna make these
Yep.
here and throw them in the oven.
Perfect.
So, fun little tip, ice cream scooper is great for,
Getting that right portion in there.
yes.
Okay.
So you'll scoop, let it sit for a second and drip,
Okay.
and throw it in there and squeeze it,
Okay.
okay?
Perfect.
Is that good?
Yeah.
All right.
Do that. So typically, how many people usually are in a class that you're teaching?
We always wanted 16 for the longest time, but we just had a big private event that I needed more space in, and so we called in
Awesome.
a favor and we had someone remove the partition in here, so we have that much more room. So
Awesome.
we can accommodate 18 now.
18. Awesome.
So yeah, so we got an extra table, we have all the tables for that, and then we can accommodate that many more people for
Okay.
private events, so, yeah.
And then, how many events you guys usually host? Week or month or so? Like, is it once a week at least, or 2-3 times a
It's
week, or?
lately been once a week. When we get into the holidays, it gets a lot more. And
Yeah.
over the
It gets
last-
colder. People want to get some
Yeah.
indoor activities. So.
Yep. The last 2 Decembers, my family was like, "Whoa, we're still at home. We'd like to see you," because we worked like almost, I think like 25 days out of 31.
Oh wow.
Between classes and private events.
Well,
and
that's awesome.
Christmas
That's great to
parties
hear
and-
you guys
Oh,
are
it's
so
awesome.
busy.
It's awesome. I kind of like the summer's hard because it's slow, but at the same time, it's like relax and enjoy the
You
time
get a
because it's
breather.
gonna be crazy in a couple of months. So.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
you guys do kids classes too.
We do,
Okay.
but I actually literally just stopped doing public classes for kids, only
Okay.
because we have not had the same type of enrollment in those classes.
Okay.
But I have and always will do like kids' birthday parties, or
Yeah.
a bunch of kids in a neighborhood want to get together. I've done ones like a mom and daughter, or daddy daughter, or a mom and son type.
Yeah.
But an
Well, that's
event,
awesome.
so that way I know it's going to be a guaranteed amount of people, and I'll do those all day. I just felt so bad as a mom myself canceling classes because there was only like 5 signed up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't break their hearts.
Yes.
So we just took that out, but always welcome
Yeah.
as private events for kids.
So if someone did like a private event for kids, like would they make like a birthday cake or something?
the most
or?
popular kids' birthday class is pizza and cupcakes.
Okay.
So we've done that a lot, but I have gone as random as, not random, it warms my heart. We've
Yeah.
done like a sushi making class for
Really?
kids. We've done like a pad thai class for kids. So it kind of runs the gamut. There's a lot of kids in this area that really want to do some fun stuff. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Absolutely.
So if you want to get a little extra, you can always
just
just
ladle it out.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for the help on that.
I think you're good though.
So Justin, I have to ask too, with so many different recipes and everything, I'm sure, sometimes when you get home, you're just like, I don't want to cook, Is there,
Busted.
is there one dish that you hate to make but love to eat?
Oh boy, hate to make but love to eat.
like something that's like meticulous, like you know you have to really get the ingredients right, but once you do, like it just comes out that perfect flavor that you're just like, I needed that to get me through my day.
I love the paella,
Okay.
but it is a lot of steps.
Yes.
So that's a big one for me. But I honestly, like, the whole concept of here is that I don't like to do really complicated things because I want you to leave
Yeah.
and do it again.
Well, and you have guys like us that come in that
Yeah.
are like, we can barely put together an olive oil.
No,
Grind assessed and look
but
at
I want it to be accessible. So that
Yeah.
the whole concept of my school is that I want things to be accessible. Like beef Wellington we had last night. We do it with crescent rolls.
Yeah.
So you're not making some big, we're not doing croissants here. Like that's like a whole day thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So things like that. Oh, tamales. I love
Tamales,
tamales.
okay.
That's something that I do at home
That
with my
sounds really
family.
good right now.
But it's like a 3-day ordeal, and I did it once when I was growing up. Like my first townhome, we did it.
Yeah.
And it was literally 3 days, and we were like sitting there peeling the peppers and like doing all this stuff, and like I never want to do this again. But I want to eat them all day long. But people ask to do it here all the time. Like, you want to camp out?
Yeah.
Like at Hotel
No,
Maple?
we'll just go to La
Right?
Mesa and call it a day.
Literally, yeah. So, but yeah, tamales are probably my number one
Okay.
thing, but it takes a very long time.
Absolutely. Okay. Perfect. So all right. So we got the
Alright,
batter in
okay.
here.
So I'm gonna take these back for
Okay.
you guys and
Magic.
bring out the magical cupcakes that are done.
Well, I feel like I've already learned a few new great skills that I have
Yeah.
not done before. Like I said, I couldn't remember last time I zested.
Yeah, I very rarely zest anything, so like being able to practice that again, huge. So like that's this was so simple and easy to make.
Yeah.
Like, Jess obviously does a wonderful job,
Yes.
guiding us two cooking rookies through all of this. So
Everybody's rookies when they come here. So these are what they look like when they're done, and you can do
Awesome.
these. I've done these. We usually do them in cakes, like little smaller cakes. I've done them in loaves. I've done them in cupcakes. Are kind of the easiest. So
yes.
what I do when I bring them out in cakes or cupcakes.
Oh, I love these.
These are
plates.
beautiful plates.
Look at these guys.
So you would just take one and put it on your plate.
Are these plates from anywhere or just
They're
online?
my grandma's.
Grandma's. Oh, that's awesome. Well, glad that she can.
Little
This is
powdered
powdered sugar.
Yep.
Awesome.
And then you can try it.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to ask what you think they are, because I obviously made these.
Oh, we gotta do a taste. Uh-oh,
Yep.
So funny story is Nick and I, we struggle with taste tests. We did one with Kimmer's where we did a blindfold taste testing of their ice cream. Nick did way better than I did. I was
Still
like,
didn't do great. I still didn't do great.
Well, what do you think Superman tastes like?
Superman ice cream?
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know what, I still to this day.
it's kind of almost like I feel like a marshmallow-ish kind of flavor.
See, and I've heard people say Fruity Pebbles,
Yeah,
or
I'd say
like
like
fruity.
a sherbet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a fruity marshmallow is what I think. But anyway, here, do you guys want cheers actually?
Oh,
That'd be
oh,
fun.
yeah.
Sorry, I went ahead and ate.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
that's
you're
fine.
fine. Cheers.
Cheers.
So you have to tell me what you think.
Cheers to
this one is.
200.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a fun process. 6 years. Of starting. And I tell the story all the time. I had just started. It was a couple months after I started, and Jenna was like, "Hey Nate, what do you think about starting a podcast?" And I was a radio show host in college. I
Were
DJ
you?
Gator Tot with the
Ooh.
Late with Nate show. So
Late with Nate, that does ring to it.
yeah, so maybe that might be a segment. Maybe that's another segment we do, the Late with Nate show, where we go after hours in businesses. But since then it's just been a whole lot of fun. Getting to talk to business owners such as you, just following their dreams and their passions, and to be able to tell their story, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I appreciate it. I remember
Yeah.
the first time.
All right, here I am.
These are amazing.
Right?
These are so good.
So I do it as a dessert, but these are even better the next morning with coffee or tea. And I've actually had customers text me or email me pictures. One of them was their dog with their head on their knee while they were having coffee, and they wanted it. But they're really good. So what
Yeah, they
flavor
got that
did I do?
perfect crisp on the outside, but then that nice,
Moist.
It's
yeah,
moist.
moist, almost not gooey, but
But it doesn't taste like olive oil.
yes.
See?
Now let's see flavor.
Do you know what I did?
I feel like it's grapefruit,
Okay.
but my brain's also thinking lemon. I don't know. See, this is why we can't taste test.
I actually tricked you guys. So
Wait,
Oh.
is it like maple syrup?
no. I did grapefruit zest and I did orange juice.
I was way off.
I was
It tastes a little sweet, it's sweet.
I got the grapefruit.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Alrighty.
So Jess, obviously lots of classes coming up. Where can people find more about you to sign up for a class?
So on Instagram, on Facebook, www.foxtimecooking.com. Walk by and peek through the window.
Yep, as we had someone do
We
on
do it all the
podcast,
time, but it's the best way to kind of see what's going on. I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and people can also, if they, so you have the public classes, but if they want to do a private event, they can also do that as well.
Yep, there's a form on the website where they can fill it out and put like the date they want, a little blurb about what they're doing, and then I'll contact them.
Absolutely, awesome. Anything else that you'd like to say about Fox 10 before we wrap up the podcast here?
Just that we're adding 2 more seats to every class, so if it was hard to get into classes, it should be just a little bit easier.
Good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. That was
Yes,
delicious.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much again for having us. This was a blast, So, we're gonna try and do more video segments kind of like this in the future. We'll have the whole video up on YouTube as well for people to check out as Nick and I stumble through our cooking here and are expertly guided by Jess. So,
You didn't stumble. This is great.
so thank you all again so much for watching. We'll have more episodes coming down the road. So until then, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you all next time. Woohoo!